welcome to McGowan's Canvas Miracles. Well, we started the show just a little over a year ago, and our very first guest was Michelle Conroy, and she's coming back, and you've been practicing painting since we've been gone, and
A little bit.
you're all set to do this again. I heard that you're a portrait painter now. And how have you been?
I've been very good, thank you, and happy anniversary
Oh, thank you.
for your
Thank
first
you.
one too, and thank you for
Yeah.
inviting me back.
Well,
I think.
I had to have you, I think. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
Today we're even going to draw. So we have to figure out what are we going to do. Well, first of all, let's divide our canvas up. Let's put some kind of a hill on there. You can make it as big or small as you like. Well, that wasn't so hard. Was it?
That was good.
Now we're going to make a road. So we're going to use a little perspective. So we're going to put a point somewhere. And we're going to take and make a line come around and swing out. And then we're going to make our road as wide or narrow as we want. Look at that. You just drew a mountain with a road on it and a hill and all simple.
Good.
How easy could it get?
We're off to a good start then.
Off to a good start.
Yeah.
Well, I was turning on the TV the other day. Rogers, believe it or not.
Oh, is that right?
And I seen you on there. Caught off guard. I was like, oh, that's Michelle. So I had to crank up the news, see what's going on. And you were giving a little speech in the legislature
Okay.
about Mama from
Yeah,
down on
yes.
the street down there. And
Yeah.
I was like, that was actually kind of touched my heart. It was a
Yeah.
really good show, and it was nice to see you supporting the people that are, working with the front lines of our community and things like that. And what prompted
absolutely.
you to do that speech and sort of get into that mode?
We've put forward a lot of bills or a lot of motions, I guess, to try to help with homelessness and try to help with addiction and recovery, and then that was one of the ones that just kind of come up, I guess, when you ask why or where it came from. It was from that and trying to get more help for the organizations and stuff that we have on the river, and I think we need to expand on those ones because we have so many amazing non-for-profits that are doing amazing things.
Well,
And
it was nice to see it actually in the legislature talking about, I see the people on the ground, and then to see somebody at the higher level sort of connecting the two dots, which I was very impressed.
Yeah, I went to see her yesterday, actually. We have a new building for them down at the
When you say them, so
For
Jeremy's mission
Jeremy's
is Mama,
mission.
who's, for people who have watched the show, we've had them on and stuff, but she helps people every morning. Her son had passed away, and she promised to help the homeless, and she feeds them every day, and now she has a place where she can do it in warmth, and she's been doing it outside in the freezing cold for the last maybe 2 or 3 years.
And she's a woman of very strong faith.
Yes, very
She's
strong
amazing.
faith.
And the neat thing about the story is that when somebody had sent me a message and said that they had a lady that was looking to help, they had seen her story, they had seen Chandra from Dining with Dignity story, and wanted to be able to help in some way, and wanted to be able to fund a place, and asked me if I knew of any places, and I didn't at the time. But only the very next day, I had somebody else that messaged me and said, we have somebody that has a building, if you have somebody that knows that can get the funding and where you can get the funding. And so literally within a week, it went from one phone call to a couple phone calls. We met, I got the two ladies to meet, and then within a week, we had the building open, and now she's able to just let people go inside for a couple hours of the day. And then, Chandra and Brian are able to go in the afternoon and do the same.
Yeah,
with
so
Dining
there's
with
the
Dignity.
two groups, Jeremy's Mission
groups.
and the John Howard Society.
John Howard Society, yeah. John Howard Society is now working with or Dining with Dignity is working under John Howard. So it was fantastic, and I've been there a couple times. We went the first morning that they opened, and I was just there again yesterday, and it's amazing. And she has such a connection with her kids, she calls them, and she's an amazing. They're amazing. Both of them are amazing organizations. We're very lucky to have them, and our homeless community is very lucky to have them advocating for them. So the least I can do is share their story and help get some resources or some support for them and get their message out there too. So
just so you can catch up a bit. So
Yeah.
you're going to take your brush, put some water on the top half, just where the sky is going to be.
Just water?
Yeah, just spread some water around. Just that way it'll spread the paint good. And then you're going to take a little blue on one side of your brush and a little white, and just start, just like this, grab a bit and start sort of making some kind of crazy clouds. Don't even worry about how they show up. Just however it sort of appears on the canvas, leave a little white spot here and there, and we'll let the painting sort of decide where the clouds are going to be. And as we go along, we're going to talk, and we'll just start filling in the sky, starting to make a blue and white sky.
Do I use a lot of paint?
Yeah, well, it's a
Fair
tiny
enough.
brush, so
You're
you can,
using-
and sort of mix it up. Like, so a lot of people when they paint, they just go like this, and they
That's what I'm
fill it
doing
in.
right now.
Yeah. So you want to sort of make a cloud shape, circle around, things like that. And then we're going to take this magic brush here.
Mine's not looking like yours.
So this is, so when I get up in the morning when I want to do my makeup, I usually grab a brush like this, softens up,
Mine's
gets
a
the
little
skin
thicker.
feeling a little smoother. These makeup brushes, which you can get at the dollar store, super cheap. You don't have to be, I'm telling you, starving artists learn all these tricks, where we can get our cheap brushes and all the different things. Now if we take this brush and we start moving it around on the canvas, maybe get
This
a
one?
little wet, not soaking wet, you just wet it and take the water out of it. And then we do what's called a polish of our clouds, sort of move our brush around on there. And what will happen is it softens everything up, gives us the first layer of our sky, the background layer. And if it's not softening it, just add a little water to your brush and you'll get something soft happening.
I didn't go all the way down to the line. Is that
What?
I'm saying?
You can always
I'm
add
just
more paint.
realizing, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that a little bit.
Yeah, but you've every time, well, I've known you for years, and you're always working with different societies in our community and trying to help and promote in a way that the people that are at the bottom and threshold to keep pulling people up, so that we're not separating groups and becoming, having so many people. Because nowadays, it doesn't matter what city I go into, there's more homeless than ever. We
Life is
didn't
getting harder
before
for
COVID,
everyone.
we didn't have such a thing in Miramichi. Now we were just like every other city with immigration and filling up, and our cities, we get the same problems that every city has: not enough housing, not enough
Yeah.
different things going on. So it's always a work for the people that are in those roles, like Jeremy's mission and these groups that help all these people. So it's nice to see our government working with them to find ways to help.
And it's all about resources, eh? It's
Mhm.
all about, there's never enough money to go around, there's never enough resources to go around, so it's not duplicating anything that we have, but everybody kind of works together, and we have so many organizations that are working together now. We have CAB meetings, we have a community advisory board committee meeting that I'm on as well, and it's filled with different organizations all through, and it's there's some with departments, with government departments, there's some without. There's leaders in the community that are on it, and it's all about making the connections and finding out what other people are doing, so you're not duplicating, but you're able to add to what what they're doing as well, and working together. So a community that works together.
So we're going to take our
Is
flat
stronger.
brush, this one here.
Oh, sorry, did I stick it?
It's
in?
all right. And we're going to highlight some of these clouds. So now we've got some kind of clouds forming up. So we'll just put the white edge and just sort of paint down. As you go lower, closer to the mountain, just make them a little smaller because they're farther away, right? So we'll make a little small ones down here. And up at the top, we might have a great big monster of a cloud. Maybe pulls down into this one. And then we're going to do something again with our magic brush. We're not going to hit the whole top of the cloud. So what we're going to do is underneath. So we're going to take this brush and just sort of soften the clouds underneath into the sky. Pulling down, leaving some of that big white fluffy cloud at the top.
Do I put water in this one?
No, you won't even need it. Just pull that cloud down, create a sky. Now, sky can be as, you can put as much time into it as you want, or as little time. Even there, you get away with just the background sky. If it's not important, we could say this is as far as we want to go.
Okay.
Or we could start making more details. We could grab a little, this Payne's gray color, and we could add a little dark under the sky, a little shadow here and there. Blend that out. Making, just giving it a little bit of separation from the light to the dark. And if we want it lighter, we grab white, say this part of the sky is going to be brighter. So the simple idea of just putting light against dark tells the eyes, oh, there's something going on up there, some clouds, some difference, some separation.
Oh, I like your black.
Oh, you like the black.
I do.
The
I didn't
darkness.
when you
We always
first
got to have
got
that
it.
little darkness
A little
inside
darkness
us.
in
Creates
there.
that light, makes us
At first I was like, no, I want mine blue, but now I really like yours.
and as much, the more you blend it out, the blue will sort of,
Come back through.
yeah, become transparent within the black. Now, so see how you're going like this?
Yeah.
Think of it when you're painting, always paint in the cloud shape, like it's circles.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
softening out all the edges. Everything you paint, paint in the shape of whatever you're painting. Think, oh, I'm painting clouds, so I'm going to paint in round, soft cloud shapes. So now,
Oh, just a little bit more white.
yeah, well, after it dries, we can go back and add some more and let that dry up. So now we're going to take some white, just a touch of the blue, and we're going to start our mountain. So again, we want to paint it in the shape of the cliff. So it's going down to the road. So as I'm going down, I'm just sort of working edges and working my way down the cliff, creating. And I want a little bit of blue and white in there. Because later if I just did it in pure white, there's no way to show the separation or the mountains or the highlights or any light. So we need to have something to work from to get started. So we add a little bit of blue into the white. And a lot of times I'll have like a neutral background of a brown sort of umber or something. But being we're in a hurry, we've got to get this thing underway. We'll cheat. We'll skip past some of the steps. See what we can come up with. And then the mountain underneath it, same thing. Oh, a little too blue, so I'll add some white in. I'm just going to leave the road free and clear.
Oh, there's the road.
The long and winding road. So what's your, since you've gotten to office and gone through parties and switch parties and gone through all the fighting for and against things and, you know, what your ideas and stuff, what do you find now, the difference in doing the job as opposed to when you first started? When you first go in and you're scared to death and you're like, I don't know, what am I doing here? I don't belong here, that kind of stuff, you know?
There was a lot of that.
Yeah, so as you're starting to realize, oh, well, some things are different from the government perspective than from the perspective of, say, the union or people, and so then you have to sort of say, well, wait a minute, no, from this side it's a little different. How do you find
This side,
that?
it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Community-wise, it's the connections that I've been able to make. Whether it be department or other people in our community, like departments government-wise or other people in our community, it's been amazing just connecting people to where they need to go to change something.
Mm-hmm.
Government-wise, it's a lot different now, obviously, sitting on the other side of the floor, not in government, I guess. I guess the most frustrating part is seeing the work unravel that was done.
Okay.
Paying on the debt, you know, the positive changes that were made in housing and in health and paying on the debt. It was a big one. And then and now the spending and everything is kind of unraveling, I guess. I guess that's our biggest challenge or our biggest frustration when we see it. Because all that leads to more homelessness and more cost of living higher, more everything going up. So it's.
So do you have like certain goals this year you're trying to accomplish? And
I guess the goals would be still just to help in the way we're helping. Housing's still a huge issue. Healthcare is getting worse right across the country, and in our own community as well. And it's just always battling and trying to find that balance of trying to help people navigate through it, I guess.
Yeah, because our healthcare system it's very complicated. And
It's very complicated, and it's scary.
very scary.
You know, I worked in healthcare for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I worked in healthcare for over 20 years. But just seeing the changes in that, and I still try to keep, you know, in contact with colleagues that I worked with, and kind of.
So what do you find is the biggest challenge with our healthcare that the government could help support to make a difference?
Well, the wait time is, and I don't know what they can do. You know, we need staffing, we need nurses, we need all of the stuff that we've been fighting to get.
Well, I always wonder that is it more about staffing, or because if we could just buy the machines, it doesn't seem like it would be that complicated, right? I know they're expensive and different things. Like I was trying to get an MRI, and it took months and months and months just to get MRIs done and things like that.
Well, we have MRIs.
Yeah, but is it the staffing that keeps us from getting them done on
It's the
time, or
staffing.
it is the staffing?
Yeah, and you
So-
can't do it like without amazing nurses. And
Mhm.
we've lost so many amazing nurses that I've worked with numerous nurses at the ER that when I went in with my kids, or you go in the ER and you see them working, it's like, I'm so glad that they're here. You can't replace an irreplaceable nurse. And we've lost so many of them that are just burnt out because they feel helpless. And they know at the end of the day when they leave that they can't and haven't done everything that they should, or they feel they should be doing because of limitations. And it's rough to have that feeling of defeat, I guess, that we're not doing everything that we can. And again, it's a complex answer. It's not just one fix because there's so much that goes with it. But
Oh, of course, yeah. And then it's the funding, fighting for the funding from, you know, higher levels too and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
and the money going in the right places, and
Now you want to take a little Payne's gray, the black color, and you're going to put it along the edge of the mountain and then sort of blend that down into the road. So you want this side of the mountain to start creating a bit of a shadow. It's starting to happen on our road. So you start out, just put one line, and then you can blend that down into the road. Starting to create a bit of shadow that's happening. And over here, maybe this side of the mountain's got some darkness starting to happen to fall down the cliff. Beautiful.
yeah. Imagine.
We're
You
going
have
to
a
take
lot
this
more
road
black.
and find a way. Yeah, I put too much, but that's okay.
Okay.
I like to make mistakes and see what I can do with it.
Well, I like you making mistakes as well.
That's right. It's just like, keep doing it.
So what are we doing here?
So here, down
We
on
just
the
come on
bottom
the
of the
other side of
cliff,
the road?
I'm thinking that maybe there's some rocks on the bottom of the cliff, so I'm just
Okay, you're
creating
just
some
making
dark,
whatever you want.
just whatever kind of mess down there.
I'm all
I sort of let the painting happen, and then we'll see where it takes us. You know, in my case, I want to put some dark rocks, maybe some black and gray rocks. So put chunks of white, chunks of gray, like all of a sudden, just painting in some circle, odd shapes.
That's pretty.
And what is a rock? What happens to make something look three-dimensional on a page? If we put light on the top of something, a little light, so say on the top of a rock, put a light, a little dark under the rock, all of a sudden, they start to look more three-dimensional.
I want to make mine so round, but you don't want me to do that.
Oh, and make it however you like.
Well, I know, but it's not natural. Anything that's perfectly
And then, of course, as they get farther away, we want them to get a little smaller. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and see all your rocks and mountains that our avalanches created here down our roadside with Michelle Conroy. And we got lots more coming up, so stay tuned to McGowan's Canvas Miracles. Welcome back to McGowan's Canvas Miracles. We're here with Michelle Conroy today, and she showed me a little bit about how to paint some rocks and add some variety into life. She's really good at making things work. You ever notice that about yourself? You just kind of throw yourself at stuff and figure it out as you go.
Exactly. That's how I live. I'm a hot mess most of the time, and I seemed to pull it off near the end.
Somehow I was like, oh, that worked. I don't know how it did, but it
Don't
worked.
know how it did, but we jump right into her and see if we can make it happen.
I think that's kind of the philosophy of life, right? People are so worried about failing that they never get stuff done. They're like, oh, I can't do that. Somebody will know, or it
They
won't
don't
look
try.
good, and they don't try. And if people could
I-
just realize failure's okay. You know, nobody's going to, 5 years from now, who cares? You're
No,
not even
that's
going to remember what you were doing, let alone what happened or how bad you did it.
Well, and if anybody would have asked me 10 years ago or told me that I would be sitting here as an MLA, then I would never have believed that either. So you never turn down an opportunity, and you never know where the road's going to take you, I guess.
We always kind of get that urge inside that says, oh, yeah, maybe I do want to give
Maybe
this a
I
shot. I'm
try.
scared to death, but I'm going to try it anyway, see what happens. And once you do that, the door opens wide to all kinds of things.
It does, yeah.
I wish I could get more people to just sort of realize in their life that, even if you're at the worst stage of life and things are falling apart, if you just incrementally start working at something, it's going to get better. And that voice you have is going to make you something special if you let it.
And the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking positive and self-motivation, and
Yeah.
I think I can fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
There's a little of that too.
What is it Marcus Aurelius says? He says he gets up in the morning, he says, we basically, the world's going to throw crap at us all day long. There's going to be somebody attacking us, somebody saying about our character, somebody doing something. And we can respond by being angry or whatever, mad, or throwing accusations back or bad things back. Or we can be virtuous in everything we do, and we can be good in everything. Now that's a hard thing to do. Sometimes you'd be like, yeah, I want to wring this guy's neck or whatever it might be. But
Haul yourself back.
if we choose to be our best self, even in the worst of situations,
We always come on top.
yeah, we're going to end up in a better place.
Yeah.
And it builds character for you as a human being. And every day, I wear a bracelet. It's got a sort of a reminder of, it's like little crosses on it. Now everybody's got different religious connotations and ideas from wherever was fed to you as a kid, going to whatever church and things. But
Right.
I've always thought the idea isn't really about church or how you do it. It's about pointing yourself towards something better and moving in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
God is something that, the best of you. If you work towards becoming the best of yourself, the best person you can be, then you're moving towards God.
That's what I was
right?
going to say. Be
Yeah.
the best person that you were meant to be and that you can be.
And we have that choice every day. Every day we get up, no matter what we're going through. Our car breaks, we get sick with cancer, we get whatever's going on, we have a choice of how we're going to feel about it.
Yeah.
I sit on my bed, still every day I get up, I sit on the end of my bed. It was Jordan Peterson told this story in a book I read of his, 12 Rules of Life or something. And he said, get on your bed. He says, you want to go change the world? He says, forget about that. He says, look around your room. Is it even the way you want? If you could sit in any room in the world, and this is exactly how I want my room, my bedspread, the painting on the wall of the trip I'm going to go on, the dresser I want, is your room the way you want it? He said, I bet it ain't. So if you
there.
can't even do that, just pick one thing. Or is the clothes. You can't find your clothes in the morning, you're frustrated. Take a day to fix your clothes. Take a day to start building from there. And once you organize your life at the small things, you can start moving outwards. And
That's amazing.
yeah, so it's an idea we have to sort of remind ourselves each day. Am I doing the little things? As Marcus Aurelius would say, is what I'm going to do today going to make my life better or worse? And if you can have that sort of mantra as you go to do something, you slow down for a minute and say, okay, why am I doing this?
Yeah, because anything you're going to tackle, you're not going to tackle it from there. You're going to start from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, your life is the same way.
So let's put some snow on our mountain. Start throwing a little white down there. So slowly but surely we get some kind of snow happening here. No rhyme or reason, just throw something on there. Maybe a little snow on the rocks. Of course, I'm just fluffing through this. We'll figure it out as we go.
That's right.
We got a little mountain, we got a little snow. Now you notice that I switched whites up, so when I started painting, I use this easy, cheap stuff. I don't want to, when I have a special guest, I bring out the good paint, but no, each paint has a
Dollar store paint
different,
for me, buddy.
a different light on it, but everything has a purpose. So, if you, as an artist, you want to save money, you want to do the underpainting and something with a little less cost to you. Something like this is like $1 something, and something like this is like $10. So you want to have different lights and different consistencies, and then you can move up to paint that costs you $50 a tube, depending on where you are as an artist. So if you're only selling your painting for $50, you don't want to be using $50 tubes of paint to paint it. So you got to start somewhere. So, but everything is about light and dark and creating a contrast. So now we've got some sky, some light, some road happening. Maybe we're going to put a tree in. We're doing Zorn, this is what's called a Zorn palette, where they only use 2 colors. So we've been working just with yellow and orange today. Well, actually, I guess I added blue, so we could have cheated and not had the blue. But Zorn only worked with 2 colors, and he'd make thousands of colors out of those 2, and build his whole palette from that. And he learned to control his paint and the temperature and the color. So now we're going to mix. We need some kind of a brown, maybe tree. So let's mix some orange and black together. We'll get a brown going on. So we don't have a brown on the plate. But by mixing these 2 together, now we got some kind of brown to work with.
I can just steal yours.
Yeah, of course. I share.
Thanks.
Let's put a little tree in the background. So we'll put a couple of tree sticks.
Do I have the right brush?
Yeah, a little flat brush.
Okay.
You want to use this one? It's better.
Is it a magic brush?
Yeah, it's got a flat edge on it. And then, yeah, let's go with a smaller brush so we don't have a little more control.
Yeah, mine's fluffy.
Yeah, over inside out after. So we'll take a small brush after we get a couple lines.
Oh, I didn't do my lines.
What?
Well, that's what I thought you were
Not
giving me a
paying
different brush to do that.
So we need green. So we don't have any green on the plate. So what we're going to do is take some of this orange and some black. We're going to mix that together, and all of a sudden we have a green starting to form on our plate. Now, depending on how light or dark you want it, add more yellow or black.
Can't even make straight trees.
Here. Well, you could use this brush. Use a little thin brush like this and make a little line. Is this better for you? Every brush has a different control on it. How's that one? Make a straight line with that one?
Well,
It's going to have fluff and trees over it.
That's okay.
Perfect, yeah. So now, with the little brush, you're going to take some of that green, and you're going to start working your way from a small point. Think of like just think of it like little happy faces you're painting. But you're not going to paint perfect faces all the way down. You're going to paint a little happy face. You can move over here, a little outside, skip a bit, come down here, because trees are all sort of lopsided. So just painting back and forth, missing spots, painting a little bit of happy faces in. You're going to paint some quick trees, just like this. See, back and forth, happy face. Put on a happy face. Nothing to it.
I have
Just
my
back and forth.
concentration face on.
So you have you've done the legislature. We were doing that last week. So what's on the agenda now? What are you going to be working on when you go back in? Any urgent things that you're high on your priority list, or I guess it's all high on the list, but anything that you're particular for that you really care about that you want to get going?
Housing.
Housing. Okay.
As always, that's one of our top priorities around here, and the bridge. And the sidewalk on the bridge, the Anderson Bridge, the things that we've worked so hard when we were in government and now we're not getting. It really concerns me that there's not going to be a sidewalk on the Centennial Bridge.
Yeah, and that's all. So they're saying that's a cost issue, right?
Yeah, but I feel that it's going to be a bigger cost when somebody's walking across and is going to be hit. Yeah,
because people are still going to cross the bridge.
They have to cross the bridge, and that's how that was our reasoning the first time, when the government or the department had told us that they weren't putting a sidewalk, and it was a previous minister at the time, and I was in the third party then. I was in the People's Alliance, and we were fearful of somebody crossing the bridge. They have to get to work, and
take your Kleenex and dab your trees.
Oh, that's nice.
We're going to be covering them over with a mist in a minute. I'll show you how to paint a mist down the mountain. Explain this for this layman guy like me. So I don't understand. We have sidewalks on the bridge now. They're going to repave it and do it different. So why do they want to take the sidewalks out? There's not enough room for the traffic going by. That's why they want to take them out? Or?
Yeah. So apparently the new specs that's needed for the bridge, and the bridge was built years ago. So the walkway or the roadway isn't wide enough. So they have to make the roadways wider, which if they do that, they don't have the room for the sidewalks. They can't alter it because it's on the center of the bridge, so they can't move it over to the side and put the sidewalk on the other because the weight of the traffic will be over too far. So when the previous government was in, they said that they would put the sidewalk on the side of the bridge.
Okay.
That's how we come to the suspension of the outside of the sidewalk. And now they're telling us that that can't be done.
And they can't even just put, like right now it has 2 sidewalks, they can't even just put 1 sidewalk in and have it
No, because that would have to, it would still have to.
shift the weight?
Yeah,
kind of
and
thing? Okay.
widen the lanes. And now with
Well-
the multiplex that's going across the river,
Yeah.
you know, transportation is something that we've talked about, every department has talked about. The issues with transportation. Transportation helps your mental health. Transportation helps communities.
Well, I see people that go to work, like just local jobs over there that are walking the bridge every night.
Yeah.
Every night
Every
I see
day
people
and
going
every
to work.
night.
So how are they going to get to work? And I know they say bus systems, but bus systems are going to run late at night and they're not going to take people to their jobs.
No, and they don't
So-
run after, and don't bring people home from their jobs.
No, so
Yeah.
that doesn't really solve the issue unless they're going to open up, and they haven't talked about that, having a permanent like back and forth thing that goes every half hour or something.
No, and
You know.
that still wouldn't work until, a lot of people work at the mall and places until 9 o'clock, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wouldn't work
It
either.
would
So
have to go to
it's
late
frustrating
hours of the night.
because, and even they did a study, but the study the report from their study showed that there was only, 9 to 14 is what the government's saying, the department's saying, that are walking the bridge during the day.
Are they saying it's just because it's not enough people, or?
Well, they're saying it's because there's not enough people. But when
Okay.
there's not many times that I've crossed the bridge in the summertime that there's
Mhm.
not somebody walking across the bridge.
No.
And then they're telling us the numbers were 9 to 14, but those 9 to 14 deserve to
Of
be.
course.
And there's 9 to 14 a day. It's not 9 to 14,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably 9, it could be 5 of those different people every day. So the numbers don't do it justice of the cause, I guess, or their defense of not putting it in. And then they said they did a study. Their people had told us that when we had students on the bridge taking numbers that we had 100 people in a couple of days. But their response to me was that they only had 9 to 14 people. So it just doesn't, the numbers don't add up, and
No.
the reasoning is not there. I don't care if it's 10 people a day or 50 people a day. There would be more people walking, and people tell me that all the time, that they used to walk it years ago,
Well,
but now
even
the
in the
traffic's too
future,
fast,
if you're thinking about our city growing,
right?
and bicycle paths and people
And their
trails,
multiplex,
where are they
people
going
are
to
gonna
go?
walk across,
You
yeah.
know, how are you going to get your bike across, and how are you going to do it? Like, I don't understand the long-term thinking. Even if you're saying right now it's not big enough, eventually you're going to realize, oh, we have too much, we have to put it in. So I don't understand.
No, I
the
don't
concept
understand
of it.
either.
So here we got a special transparency thing we put in. So I'm adding a little white to the transparency. We want to make this as thin as possible.
So
And we
do I go
dabbed
back
our
to this one?
trees, and the reason we're doing this is because we hate these ugly trees in the back. So we're going to paint over them with this transparent white.
Do I use this one?
No, I'll give you this brush here.
Oh.
So if you see, I'm just going to go right over top of the trees and let this dry. What this is going to do is put those trees in the mist in the background. So there's a mist coming down the hills.
Nice.
See, a little bit of that. Just rub it right over your trees and sort of hide them out.
Oh, mine's really thick.
That's okay, just keep brushing it till you can see the trees through it. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, I seen a lot of people, they came out for the walk and different stuff like that.
We had a great turnout for the walk, and it was a horrible weather day that day, and we still had 100 people out for the walk. There's a lot of people that are very concerned about this, and I think it's
Well, it doesn't make logical sense.
No,
It does from a
it's
cost standpoint, but that's not how you do everything. Because in the future, you're going to have to redo it anyway, because we're going to eventually need to be able to get across the bridge no matter what you
well,
do.
and that's it. And it's very important for people, for ability, for mental health, for a lot of it, is to be
Yeah.
able to have access to both sides of a river, and to make that connection. And I'm hoping that they, that they see that, and they see the value in it, and they do change their mind, because it's so important, and it's an iconic bridge. People,
it is.
People come just
Just to see the bridge
to
and take
see the
pictures
bridge
and
and
stuff.
just to walk on
and,
the bridge.
So when we want to bring more people to our city and we have something that a lot of cities don't have, you know. Centennial Bridge is quite an asset.
Yeah,
So why are we trying to diminish it? I'm not sure.
that's right.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a tree in the foreground. So we want to push, so when you're doing a painting, you want things to look like they're behind and things to look close. So we give importance to some and different importance to others. So now we're going to do the same tree, but we're going to make it bigger. So we're going to come down and put a couple of trees in the front like this. And we're going to do the same process. Just put a little happy face, skipping a few branches here and there. So now see those trees end up looking way back there?
Mm-hmm.
So everything is about creating the illusion in the mind of what's happening in the painting. Give you that brush, I'll grab a different one. Start painting with this one. Get you some paint here. Yeah, so that's just one of many issues in our city.
That is.
And we seem to, I don't know, I guess government's like everything. Everything sort of has a plan until you realize something you forgot, kind of stuff. But I remember one day I had the bus guy here, and he's saying, I don't understand. They're building this great big multiplex. We don't even have a space for the bus to park in there. He says,
Really?
do you think that maybe we should have a bus stop? So I think they've worked on that since we talked about it. But sometimes I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Maybe the planning has to be a little better here and there. But like I say, unless you have people on and you talk about it and you get these ideas out.
Well, that's it. And it's all about the connections and meeting.
Yeah.
And
Get them thinking about it, right?
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe we should try that.
And with things, there's so many, it's like trying to have a thumb on the pulse
Mm-hmm.
at all times. There's so many different issues.
Well, I don't think I've met anybody who said they didn't want a sidewalk in the bridge,
No.
except the politicians who want to save the money.
Yeah.
That's the only, but as far as from the city point of view, and you want to do what the city wants, I don't think there's one person in Miramichi that I know that doesn't think we should have a sidewalk on the bridge.
And that tells you something, because in the 7 years that I've been doing this, I haven't had one issue that 100% of the people agree with anything that you do. So that says a lot, that I haven't had anybody that come to me and say, I think the sidewalk's a bad idea.
No, that's so what,
That should
that means
tell
we're
us
not really paying attention to the voice of the people. We're thinking about the
Right.
budgets and the things like that, which is
But
fine.
when you show a budget of so much money spent in so many places and a deficit that's so big, you know, I would take some credit with that if they were worried about balancing the books or balancing a budget. But we have a budget that's blown and a deficit that's huge. So what's $50 million to do something safe for our community?
So here I'm gonna,
Starting to now that I
in
have
order
a
to
little
see,
more
I'm sort of gonna add a little bit of a, I always wanna make it a little thinner at the back so I can see through to see the little trees in the distance. So just sort of, you
Yeah,
notice I'm not getting
cover
too
my
fussy
trees.
with this. Just throw something up, and actually I'm gonna put a tree down in here, why not? I don't like
think
these
I-
rocks, so
I covered my trees in the back.
I'm gonna hide them a bit down here. Let's throw a little tree up. Well, actually this tree here maybe it would be bigger because it's the top of a tree maybe. So let's make this a great big tree.
Oh, I like that.
I never know what's going to happen. So there, we'll throw that in. All of a sudden, I'm getting distance. It's making everything look farther away and farther away.
I pretty much covered my back trees.
Did you?
I did.
That's all right. Put a couple more to the side, little ones back there. Go back here and add one in. You can always cover them over after. In the break, we can put some.
I'll
Have
hand
the
you my
painter guys
painting.
come in and fix everything up, you know.
I'll hand
that
you my
crew.
painting. You can magically put it up.
Have that crew come in, those painter guys. Now I'm going to take some of this black, and on the right side of each of my trees, I want to have the light coming down. So to make it look like a little more exciting, I'm going to add a little black to the right side of the tree. And only by adding it to one side, it starts to make my tree look like there's light on the other side. Well, just a dash here and there. Now we're going to add a little bit of a shadow underneath. So maybe the tree has a shadow coming out. We want that to be really thin. Now what we're going to do is, while we paint these shadows in, we're going to take a short break and bring on those painter guys. And actually, I'll hand you my painting and you can fix it up a bit.
Yeah.
Throw a little snow in there. We'll be right back with McGowan's Canvas Miracles. Welcome back to McGowan's Canvas Miracles. Well, we waited for the painter guys. I obviously didn't pay them enough. They never showed up to fix anything. They kept asking us questions. What are we going to work on? Oh, but it never goes the way you want anyway. Even in communities, well, from working with different programs like Harvest House, and I work with the tiny homes, and every time you go and you put something somewhere, there's always a stigma or something. Everybody gets upset and thinks, oh, this not here. It's going to harm us. It's going to hurt us. And that always goes away in the end, but the initial time of putting something into anything we try to put in place to help always has a backlash. How do you find dealing with that? It's
a legit fear. It's the fear of the unknown, but it's legit. We don't know what's coming, and you don't know, and you're so used to your neighborhood, your communities, and how things are done. It's legit fear, and it's just getting the knowledge, I guess, and the education about what is coming and in other areas and how it's affected. But we do see that. I've been working with Harvest House for many years now, and a few different locations that we've tried and not able to secure a building or a place, but and with working with other organizations. So yeah, you do see that a lot. But most of the time, it's once you realize what they do, and I myself have done the same. When I first started this and we started bringing Harvest House to Miramichi years ago, Pastor Ray and I had gone to Moncton. We had visited a couple spots. We had visited Harvest House in Moncton, a couple different places around the province. And I thought the same, like, I don't want to bring anything back to Miramichi that's, going to make things worse or going to harm anybody. But after many, many visits to many different places across the province, I have full confidence that we're not doing that. We're actually bringing things that are going to help the people in our community and make our community stronger and our neighborhood stronger. So it's just getting there's a lot of misinformation that goes along with that, with fear. They share their fears, and I think it's just about educating yourself, I think, at the end of the day, and knowing what it's really about.
What I'm doing now is I hate this picture. So anytime I don't like something, I try to hide it. So I'm taking a little mist, and I'm putting the mist over top of the trees, and I'm pushing everything into the mist. So down the road, the mist comes. Sometimes you can dull it all up and just have a little bit of the trees showing through, and have that mist rising up.
I actually like these trees. I'm leaving them on.
You like them?
I do. Isn't that cute?
Oh, that is cute.
You don't like them?
Yeah, I do.
You don't like my trees?
Well, that's why I missed in my note. I don't know why he's showing off and looking better than mine. What's going on?
You're good. I've come a long way since our first painting.
You have. Look at you. The first time, I don't know if people know this story, but it was the very first show, and I didn't even know how I was going to do it, and we were painting, and I didn't want to wear my glasses on the show. I had to look pretty, and I thought, oh, yeah. And we're painting away, and I'm saying, yeah, on the tree on the right, add this thing, and you said, what tree on the right? I was like, whoops.
Right, that's right, because we had the things all mislined. Because I was trying to copy, and you went a different direction without your glasses.
Since then, I always wear the glasses on the show. I've had a few incidents on the show. One of the politicians was saying, oh, you put snow on like this, and he sprayed it all over my sweater, and it was like, oh, thank you. So you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. That's the bib that you had earlier. That would come in handy.
Yeah, you never know what's going to lead to things. And now I got the real tough question. Well, it probably isn't that tough for you, but for us, for the people who like you and want to see you, more people like you and are higher up doing things, we want to know if you're going to run for leadership. What do you think?
If I'm going to run for leadership?
Yeah.
That right now would be a real hard no.
Hard no?
Hard no. No, we do have a couple of amazing people that are running for leadership.
Yeah.
So we're very optimistic of where our party's going. And
You got any favorites? You don't want to say that, right?
no, not yet. Well, you never know who's gonna come out.
Yeah, so you want,
but right now
want to
there's
keep in the good books with
yeah,
whatever ends
you
up.
never know. Yeah, and then no, we do. I've worked with both of them now. We have Don and Daniel that are both said to put their name in. Daniel's well on the way. He's already has his work in, and Don is working towards that. So yeah, I'm very excited about where our party's going. But me personally, I haven't been in this game long enough to be able to lead a party.
What a lot of us say.
I
maybe
love
that's
where
the
I'm at.
secret. Because, people get sort of caught up in doing the same old. We're looking for something a little different. Shake things up a bit.
Yeah, well, that would shake things up a lot.
So this year what I'm going to do, I'm just sort of adding a little snow. My finger, you can do it. You don't have to get your hand wet. You can tap your brush, take a little water, make it as messy as you want. You can sort of put snow on your tree, hide things up. If you want to put snow on your sea. Oh, she doesn't mind getting her hands dirty.
Oh, look at
Gotta
her,
like
like
that in a
getting dirty.
politician.
I like getting dirty. I like that. That's kind of cool.
I usually have a
Oops.
toothbrush, an old toothbrush. And
I
I
hate
find if
them.
you put a toothbrush in and sort of move it around, it.
Excellent.
So maybe down here
I
on the
plan.
road, so we got the bits of the trees showing through. So you can always go back in and sort of add some more of the tree in or take some out. So you can go back and forth with your mist, say, okay, there's a little too much mist here. Maybe I'll add some of my tree back in, here and there a little bit. And that's the playing back and forth. Once you have the technique and you have what you want, so where am I going to go from there? So I'm going to add a little bit of road work in. Maybe down here the road's a little more visible. It's closer. Let's add some orange into our road. Let's get crazy. What happens if I threw some orange in here in the middle of nowhere?
Well,
There's no
I
such
have an
thing as
old
an
dirt
orange road, right? So
That's right.
I'm going to make it orange just to see, because it's a painting and we can have fun with it
And
and see what happens.
I like the idea of an old dirt road.
Yeah, me too. Remember those days when you used to go, when I was a kid, we would always go up these old dirt roads and see abandoned farms and old things. We'd all travel through the old properties and go in, have fun finding out what's in here and find old dishes and crazy stuff. And see
I
people's
love that.
history. It was a lot of fun back then. Yeah, you don't see too much of that anymore.
Oh,
Not
I
too many more abandoned roads anymore.
Well, we side by side a lot. That's my getaway from reality, I guess. We try to get out every other weekend, or if I get a couple hours here or there, get out to the woods. And I still love adventuring into peeking into old barns
yeah.
or something that's abandoned. Yeah,
Yeah, there's something
it's one of
about
my favorite things to
looking
do.
through that old mysterious kind of,
Everywhere has a story. Everyone
Yeah.
has a story.
and that's what life really is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
kind of a story. We're trying to live it out and find our part of the story. And
And learning somebody's story is the most amazing thing to do.
I love throwing my finger around and paint, just seeing what just seems to make things. For some reason, when you get your hands in there, it always seems to.
Finger painting. Oh,
What?
I hit the blue.
Oh no, it's ruined. Got to start all over again.
Start over.
It's destroyed. New segment. So, segment 2, Michelle.
Where's that fairy?
We come back, they're all painted up, perfect. Got this.
Yeah, give it to you and take home with you, and you can do this for me.
And actually, I do different classes. So paint, different organizations, doesn't matter what they are. Painting is just like life. You start out with something simple, and you build into something, and you grow from it, and you start to take the fear out of things. The more you do it, and the more you exercise the process, life gets easier, right?
Absolutely.
And no matter what, it's always going to beat you up. It's going to throw things against you. But how we act in that situation is what really matters.
How we come on top of it.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully people, oh yeah, I'll give myself a plug. If you're coming out to Mill Cove Coffee or different places in town, we're going to have paint programs, so paintings like these simple places, or you can do our 4-week programs where you go for extended periods of time and do a real painting. So we have lots of that, and there's always lots of philosophy in class and lots of laughs and friendship. So if you ever decide you want to do a painting, just look us up on Facebook. We got lots of that going on. And there's always a good guest on McGowan's Canvas Miracles, somebody that's doing something in our community. And you, I was thinking about where do you find the time? You know, one day you're in the legislature, next day I see you down in Harvest House moving furniture around, next thing I do, like how do you find the time to do what you do?
I don't even know. I don't even know. My schedule changed. My schedule is flexible like that. I've sat in an office for 30 years in the same office day in and day out, and then to be able to do this, if somebody calls and says, you know, there's a gentleman, a senior that has a hoarder house that's full, and we'll, you know, get a couple people, and we've done that.
Oh, you haven't risen above that whole yet thing?
No, I love it. We just did one. Just did one the day after New Year's Day, and a gentleman that we're still helping, and we started in. So that stuff, it's whatever's thrown at us. I think that's actually the highlight of what I do. Is you never know who's going to need what, and just being able to jump in and having the support of the community. That there's other like-minded people that want to do the same thing. And we've been able to, it's finding the time, you know, to be able to do what needs to be done. I don't know.
What about?
It's not, a lot of it's not even scheduled.
That's true. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's also things you can't do. You know, there's certain things people want or demand from you that you can't do, and you know, they get upset with you and angry at you, and you know.
Well, and that's,
so how do you handle that as just from a human perspective?
That's the hardest part, and that was the hardest part for me to get used to, I guess, because I am a people pleaser. So there is a lot of times that you just can't, and I don't think there's any way to deal with it except trying to, you know, come to the realization that you can't always fix it, but for the most part, we may not be able to fix it all, but we've been able to make a difference, I guess. And I try not to promise anything. I always said that I will say that I can't promise that I will do anything, but I promise to do all that I can to try, mm-hmm. and I do that, and I will always do that. I always give 100% of, you know, trying to help out where it's needed. But yeah, I guess that's the biggest roadblock was for me is to realize that you can't always help when you want. There always seems there should be a way around it, but then there's sometimes that there's no way to do it. So
yeah, well, I don't know all the issues or what, you know, people are happy or not, but I do know that over the years, doesn't matter what issue I worked on, you know, every time there's something I needed help with, or somebody in our city needed help, I would give you a call and you'd show up. Do something with them every time. I don't think you've ever said no to me or said, no, Rob, I can't help with that, but you always showed up. So I got to thank you for that. Over
Absolutely.
The years, it's been amazing.
I appreciate that.
And yeah, no, I think you're, I will generally say you're one person who I really like and sticks true to her word.
Oh. Well, feelings mutual. I appreciate all the work that you do. You do a lot of community stuff too, and I appreciate always being able to work with you as well.
Well, that's all I was working for. I just wanted to get buttered up.
Great end to a segment. We both leave here feeling really good about ourselves.
That's the whole point of the show is how we tell ourselves good things.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. No, and what you're doing here is great. It keeps people connected and lets people know what's happening.
I thought you were going to say it's making a mess and showing people that.
Well, I love making a mess. And it's laid back. I'm not as nervous this time as I was the first time.
Oh,
I was telling you a little bit about our adventure with a group of ladies, a group of really good friends of mine that we were trying to do portraits of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go so well. We had a blast, and we're going to do it again. So
it did go well.
It did went an
Exactly,
excellent, yeah. And a couple of them you could even actually tell who they were, but I have a lot of learning to do, is what I've learned. But it's a lot of fun. This painting is a great way to bring people together and to be able to relax and you know, have some great conversations, and I really enjoyed this.
I'm always about covering things up. So sometimes if I think, oh, this is too big a space here, I'll just go and throw some color in front of it.
I'm liking
Throw
mine.
some- I know. I'm like, what?
You have about 4 layers of paint on yours now.
I know.
I'm
Well, I
feeling pretty
keep
good.
hiding everything here and there. See what we can bring up. So now I'm going to throw in some crazy bushes and see what we can. How much mess can I make and destroy in the last 2 minutes of the show and pull something off? Or
I love the snow on your trees too. I added some of mine as well.
what? You're copying me? What's going on?
A little bit. This is the first time that we did this that I didn't know what we were. You'd never started with the painting. Last time it was. I knew
Yeah,
what
I
the
started
outcome.
out with that everything perfect, and
Yeah.
I've learned over the years it's more fun to just take and do something and see what you can imagine and
Yeah,
pull off
amazing.
at the last second. Let's grab some big mounds of snow.
My road looks like it ends, so I'm just going to try to cover that up so it doesn't look like the end of the road.
So you must have met a lot of friends over the years now. And
Amazing.
enemies.
Well, no, I haven't met a whole lot of enemies. There's people that have strong opinions, but they're absolutely allowed to do that. And for the most part, you know, people are very respectful, and I would never take that away from them. But yeah, I've met so many amazing people, and learned so much about everyone. Like there's so many everybody has a story, and going into their homes and meeting people on a different level. You know, when I worked in healthcare for 20 years, and on this, it's still helping people and still helping the community, but it's a whole different, in a whole different way, in a whole different level. So it's been an amazing learning experience, and learning about our community more than I ever have. Volunteering with, and I say this all the time too, but I urge everybody to get out and volunteer in a way,
Me
in
too.
some way or another. Find something that you're passionate in, find something that you like, and get out and volunteer, because it's the feeling that you get from it is like nothing else.
Yeah, if you want to help yourself, go and help somebody else.
Yeah.
It'll change your life.
100%.
But I want to, unfortunately, we've run out of time. We're going to have to make whole day shows if me and you are going to get together and come up with a real painting and really have a good show. Maybe we'll do a 4-segment show next year or something. Well, we want to thank Michelle Conroy for coming out today and spending some time with us on McGowan's Canvas Miracles. And drop in anytime and see what's going on in your community.